Coach, great to see you. It's great to be out here and actually see football practice. When you said before to us that today was kind of the first day in your mind, why is that? And what did you see today? What did you want to see here as they gathered as a team?
Well, I considered it to be the first day of training camp because this was the first time we were practicing football as a whole team. You know, the previous week or so we've been divided up and it's been more off-season type rules. So today was the first real tight practice that you would expect to see in a training camp, albeit without pads. And it was a good practice. I thought we got a lot of accomplished, like the urgency and the focus of the players as we move through this shortened training camp. And I thought it was a very good day.
Next up, Arnie Stapleton. Go ahead, Arnie.
Yeah, good to see you. What's it like for you to see, Bradley Chubb back out on the field and Bryce Callahan, a couple of these guys that, you have big plans for this year that are coming off of injuries?
Yeah, it's been great to see Bradley, and he was able to take part in some of the earlier work also. And I think he's progressing fine, looks good. And we're expecting him to be totally healed and ready to go from his injury, but like where he's at physically and mentally. Callahan had a good day today in his first action back. He actually did have one day of the earlier practice. And, again, I haven't watched the whole tape of practice, but he did make some plays out there today. And it's good to see him out there moving around. His foot feels fine. He's confident and ready to go.
Next up, Michael Spencer. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Beck, what have your impressions been of Jerry Jeudy?
Good. Jerry's come in here, and he's got good polish as receivers go, comparing them to other rookie receivers coming out of college. He runs good routes. He's got good change of direction, good hands, and it's nice to see him make a couple plays today.
Next up, Ryan O'Halloran. Go ahead.
Hey, Vic, it's a race to September 14th. How do you balance practicing situations to get your starters ready and then also enough plays to evaluate the back of the roster and see who makes the team?
Yeah, it's a balance that we've got to be conscious of the entire time, and everything's squeezed up. I told the players last night, normally in training camp, we have 41 days from the first day of training camp till the game week preparation of your first game. This year it's 23 days, I believe, and 6 of those are days off. So we've got to get it done quickly and make good decisions in all those areas that you're alluding to.
Next up, Brandon Cristal. Go ahead. Brandon, your line's unmuted. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Vic, how hard is it to keep these guys from getting overly excited, to keep them throttled down in these early practices so they don't, push it too hard, especially without pads?
I don't think it's that hard. I thought the tempo we had going today was very good for it being the first real practice, again, albeit non-padded, and I thought our tempo was good for the most part. And I didn't think we had to calm down at all, Practices will be getting a little bit longer as we get going here. We were limited to 2 hours today. We'll be limited to 2 hours on Sunday, and then we start back down to 90 minutes, and then you build it back up in 15-minute increments as you go till you get to a 2.5 hour. So we're going to use all the allotted time that we can on the field and feel the urgency to get ready for this season.
Next up, Mike Kliss. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Coach, just 2 things about the environment atmosphere today. One was no fans. Did that seem strange to you? And then the other was the smoke, that we were all breathing.
Yeah, I didn't notice the smoke. I just thought it was a hazy day. But I didn't affect anything out there. The fans, I've noticed, I've watched golf on TV, baseball on TV, a little bit of the basketball. And we always knew how important the fans were and are. But even in watching golf, you miss the fans being out there. The fans are a very, very important part of pro sports. And we all knew that. I knew that. But to me, it's very obvious when you watch sporting events without the fans, you miss them, you know, not just because of the support, but they're part of the action. And we miss them and can't wait to get them back whenever that will be.
Next up, Eric DeLala. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, Vic, first, just any update on Austin Fort and Andrew Beck? And then secondly, with that shortened training camp, how long can you allow some of these position battles to go on, whether it's center or the third cornerback position? Kind of what's your strategy there?
Austin tweaked his knee in one of the earlier workouts, and he's going to miss some time now. Exactly how long, I'm not sure, but you won't see him out there in the next couple weeks at least. And who's the other guy? Oh, Beck. Yeah, he's doing fine. You know, we're following all the protocols with his COVID test that when he was positive on the initial testing. And, you know, he's back in the building, back in the facility, not ready to work yet, but I think he's progressing good, and we're following all the rules there as it pertains to that.
Next up, Andrew Mason, followed by Kyle Newman. Andrew, go ahead.
Hey, Vic, Austin Schultman at center and also Jake Rogers getting some time at guard or right tackle, pardon me. What have you seen from those two that is promising so far?
Well, both guys got playing time at the end of the season last year. Austin more than Jake, but Jake did get his chance to play in the last two games, and both did well. And I think they both have had good off seasons as much as you can under the circumstances. And I see improvement in both of them. And they're in the hunt, you know, both for starting jobs and making the team.
Go ahead, Kyle Newman.
Hey, Vic. So I know Noah Fant's already said, you know, he wants to take another big step forward and have a big year this year. What are you looking to see from him in training camp and just early part of this season to, you know, make that come true?
Just like he said, you know, improvement in all areas, improvement in his route running, improvement in his catching, improvement in his blocking, both run and pass. And I expect him to make those improvements. He's the right kind of guy. He's put in a lot of work to do that this offseason. He's a little bit heavier than he was last season. And I'll be surprised if we don't see good improvement from him.
Guys, time for a couple more. Next up, Zach Stevens.
Hey, Coach, what do you expect from Demar Dotson bringing him in, and does he have a chance to start at right tackle?
Well, right now, you know, we just got to get familiar with him. You know, he's obviously behind as far as learning our offense. You know, he had none of the off-season virtual meetings. Today was his first day here with us. You know, actually yesterday was. So we got to get him caught up so he's known what to do so we can see how good he is and where he might fit, you know. But certainly he has the license and the permit to win a starting job if he can. But, you know, that remains to be seen. We got to find out. It's going to take us a little while here to find out exactly where he's at.
Last one, Arnie Stapleton, go ahead.
Hey, Vic, I'm wondering, what do you think Jerry Hughes brings to your team? I know he came in last year, and he kind of had a little bit of a voice in the offseason when you guys were doing the social justice focus. I'm just wondering what he brings to the mix.
Well, when he came last year, after we lost Bradley, he came in and did a good job quickly of learning what we're doing. And by the last third of the season there, he was playing significant amount of snaps for us and playing well. I think he had his best season that he's had in a while in the NFL. And I think I've noticed already that he's picked up where he left off. And I expect him to be a big part of the team moving forward, you know, at our outside linebacker position. We really like him. He's the right kind of guy, plays hard, plays tough, very prideful, and a great teammate. And we're happy to have him.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time.
Hey, how about that good start the Rockies are off to?